What's going on, everyone? Glad to see some folks filing in because I don't normally stream here. It's kind of a rarity on this channel. I usually just do uploads. Recently, I've been doing a lot of, as you may have seen, fucking nothing. Um, so I'm trying to remedy that. I have been neglecting this channel. I think I had a little bit of a burnout on this channel because I was uploading shorts like daily, several times a day. I think I just kind of got burnout with it. But I saw an opening to have another one of these horror haters episodes. Um, Namely one of the several uh fucking shows that that are currently shitting their britches of the Chucky season finale. So we're gonna get to one of those guys that came to my attention. Um, so what's up, everyone? How's it going? Who do we got in here? Like I said, I'm excited to see people are here. Like I said, little to no activity on this channel, and I hardly ever stream. So thank you all for stopping in. Checking the lineup here. I do, like I said, I got the guy shitting his britches because of the Chucky season finale. Um, and I've also I threw in a couple of God Said No Fun videos. And if you can't tell, that's a reference to the thumbnail and where we're gonna start this evening. So without further ado, I'd say let's go ahead and jump right in. I guess I'll give the preamble here of if you're not familiar with horror haters, essentially that is where these people who have awful or just outright ridiculous takes on horror. I will generally just watch them and mock them or prove their points to be ill-advised, I guess. So nothing out of the ordinary for me. I'm always going after that low-hanging fruit, right? So let's hear a guy I'm assuming is a priest try to convince us that he's not the scariest thing being mentioned or seen.
Horror movies are demonic. Period. Case closed.
Period.
End of discussion. But I was shocked recently to read an article of one of the most respected Christian evangelical.
What do you mean, end of discussion? Wait, what? There are no rebuttals to this. Horror movies are demonic. Okay, so my oh, are you familiar with this guy, Reaper? I'm sorry. So like, first off, the fuck is demonic? Like, what is that? Like, no one's gonna if I ask that question, like, sure, you'll get a lot of the vague answers you normally get if you were to ask that question. But like, if you were to ask people like, you know, the lore or whatever, what is a demon? Give me like demon lore or something. You know, everyone's gonna give you a lot of different shit. And I think namely that's because um they're fictitious, first off. So like, but okay, you want to use the word demonic. Okay, let's think in that context. I know he's not, but like let's think in that context. Like what demonic. I mean, I guess definitionally some horror films you could smush them into that category, but like once again, this guy's taking the approach of demonic in the sense that it is literally going to bring otherworldly evil beings into your life simply by watching a movie designed to, let you have a little escape from the awful reality we live. I mean, if it's if there's one thing the uber religious have given us, it's Hey, you should have nothing that like satisfies you or makes you happy in any way. Just none of it. Get rid of that.
Publications. The writer of this article strained to find something good to say about horror movies, and he did, much to my chagrin. I'll not cite the publication because I've always been careful not to publicly attack another believer by name, but this article wasn't in a small magazine or news feed. The article began by noting the rising interest in horror films. The writer said, quote, paranormal horror manifests.
Rising interest. I love I love when people take that approach or have that hot take. Oh yeah, there's rising interest in horror. Like, no, not really. It just kind of ebbs and flows like a lot of genres do, honestly. I mean, like, okay, let's say you're a fan of those fucking schlocky ass comedies, of the early 2000s. You're not seeing those being made anymore, are you? It's a subgenre that kind of died off. I mean, that's kind of what happens. A lot of what you see on the screen is dictated and predicated upon what people are willing to pay to see. So,
The unseen reality of spirits and demons beyond my control, end of quote. What is he saying? He's a Christian and he finds demons beyond his control. Well, maybe that's the problem right there. Then he moves on to note that some Christians quote.
Well, I mean, like, if you're a man of God, wouldn't demons be like out of control to you? Like, like they don't they didn't read the same handbook. They don't play by the same rules. Isn't that the thing, right? You would be opposed. I don't know.
Quote, make compelling defenses for the genre, close quote. Well, I'd like to meet those Christians and tell them they likely need an exorcism.
Shut the fuck up. Bro, okay, so the Christians you would be talking to would be Christians that like also are film enthusiasts. And maybe they're, not the over the top type of person with their beliefs like you. Maybe they can be a Christian and also indulge in film. Imagine that. It's crazy, right? Yeah, like you can your religious belief really shouldn't have much to do with you ranking the merit of a film. I don't see like I don't see why that would be a thing. And like why would it be difficult to honor horror for its merits? Like yeah, sure. There's a lot of schlocky, campy, corny stuff out there, a lot of which I do enjoy, but I fully admit it's not a good film. It's a good time. You know what I'm saying? But like, saying shit like that always kind of like it kind of pisses me off to a degree because it's like, are you just going to blatantly ignore like the obvious great films that horror has produced as a genre? Like, it's fucking corny to do that shit. Like I think every genre there's at least a handful of films you can draw from and be like, those are truly great films. It's no different.
But here's the kicker. The article states, quote, horror can speak to the supernatural reality of the world, demonstrate the power to overcome evil, and become an evangelistic tool to reach unbelievers, close quote. Well, I want to ask, what planet is this guy living on? And then he adds that a potential benefit.
Okay. So let's just stop for a second and ask ourselves, who's going to attract more people to your religion? You as a stodgy, old, grumpy piece of shit who basically just says no fun? Or the guy over here that can say, hey, like I could connect to someone on this level and maybe I can reach them or whatever. Like I'm not endorsing that personally, but from your point of view, I mean, like honestly, who's recruiting more souls for Christ here, my guy? Like I'm trying to look at this from your point of view. It's a little difficult, but it probably is for you too.
benefit of horror is to help us discern what is truly good and evil. The article goes on to offer intellectual arguments in an apologetic role as a defender of God working through horror films. Well, I'm here to say this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Whatever happened to First Thessalonians?
I mean, like, generally speaking, pretty much any exorcism type film, that's kind of what's happening, isn't it? Isn't it like God coming through? You know, they're using the Bible in these things. It's like a direct reference to Christianity and Catholicism. Uh, what? Yeah, that is a thing. It's like I maybe stop being an old prick and go actually watch the films before you have some type of opinion on them. I don't know. It's just me. Who the fuck am I?
5:22. Abstain from every form of evil. You might think that would include the horror in Netflix's Wednesday series featuring an actress who gets even by putting live piranhas into a swimming pool, or
not the piranhas. Anything but the piranhas, Wednesday. No. Then the piranhas got him. It's a sad day. Like, is he for real? I don't know what specifically when I do these horror haters, because I run into a lot of people I'm unfamiliar with. I see in the chat at least a couple of you are familiar with this guy. So I don't know much about him. I don't know, is he serious? That just seemed like one of those weird things to slip in there to kind of like mess with you even more. Anyway, okay, back to the piranhas.
Demonic savage.
I just want to point out, I think I know
Tim Burton's Edwards
why this guy wanted to be a priest. I'm just saying he wanted the convenient costume right here that hides the jowls he has under there.
Scissors hands. And what about
Wait, what? Wait, what did he say? What? How did he say that?
Into a swimming pool, or the demonic savagery of Tim Burton's Edward Scissors hands. And what about Philippians 4:8, where Paul commands us to meditate on things, the demonic horror in Netflix's Wednesday series featuring an actress who gets even by putting live piranhas into a swimming pool, or the demonic savagery of Tim Burton's Edward Scissors hands. And what about Philippians 4:8?
Edward Scissors hands. He's got a mouthful of S's. He doesn't know what to do with them. Bro, man, like, I mean, what here in the chat, what would you rather have? Would you rather be in a pool full of piranhas, or would you rather have to deal with the wrath of Edward's scissors hands? You tell me. Either way, you are fucked. May he call upon the good Lord if you ever run into Edward's scissors hands while holding piranhas.
Where Paul commands us to meditate on things which are true, noble, just, pure, lovely, and a good report. Well, try doing that while watching Psycho, Halloween, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or Scream 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Oh, God, dude, stop. I can only get so erect. Like, you just named some of the best, bro. Man, yeah, that was a greatest hits list for yours truly right there. Wow, I appreciate that. So wait, what was the challenge? I can't do what while watching all these movies?
Oh, lovely, and a good report. Well, try doing.
Okay, let's go.
What about Philippians 4:8, where Paul commands us to meditate on things which are true, noble, just, pure, lovely, and a good report. Well, try doing that while watching Psycho, Halloween, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or Scream 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if
What
you
about
want my
hold on?
opinion
What
as a
about 5 and 6? This better be an old video. You old stodgy fuck. This better be old. If you knew about 4. Yeah, right. Just name every movie I love. Thank you. Yeah, no, bro, there's plenty of different things you can take away from even the movies specifically that he just cited. There are lessons to be learned. There are stories that are told, some of which I think extol some kind of like virtue in a way. So yeah, once again, I don't know, man. I think you're just pulling this out of your ass. I like once it, and I don't think you're familiar with the genre at all. Edward's scissors hands. I don't think you're familiar.
an exorcist, I can speak from ministry experience that an unsuspecting individual can get demons from watching terrifying flicks. We are clearly
Wait a minute. What does that mean? You can get demons? Is it like an infestation? You got to call like Orkin to come deal with that? Like, I got the demons.
instructed in
They went in
2
through me
Timothy 1:7
butthole.
that God has not given believers the spirit of fear, and forget some new translations that turn that word fear into timidity. Fear is a demon. I call it a gateway demon because if you have fear,
Wait a minute. Aren't you supposed to fear God? Like, aren't you? Isn't that a thing? What are you talking about? Fear is like almost used as a virtue, like when used in the context of God, but I guess in any other context, it's bad. I don't know, man. I think people are probably just trying to like escape their lives and like go on a fun, scary, unexpected twist and turn ride for an hour and a half, 2 hours. I think that's what it is. He did Zoom exorcisms. Are you shitting me? Like, what the fuck? Like, how many? You think, like, in the context of an actual exorcism, not just something on film for entertainment, like people actually doing something along those lines? How do you make it more of a joke than that would already be just on its face? Fucking do it over Zoom. That's the best. I love that. Oh god, watch me have like accidentally found new fodder for TGR with this guy cuz holy shit.
every other kind of evil spirit can enter through the door that the demon of fear opens. Hebrews 11:6 says that without faith you can't please God. So guess who you are pleasing when you deliberately submit yourself to the endorphin rush from the terror of horror films.
Your fin-
Bro. Like I want to ask people like this, what can I do? Seriously, what can I do that won't land me in eternal hellfire? Is there literally fucking anything at this point that I can do that's not going to end in my eternal torture? I mean, god damn it, bro. Like, you can't do anything. You can't even fucking watch Psycho, according to this guy. A relatively bloodless film. Halloween is, in many ways, relatively bloodless. You can't do shit. You can't do shit. You're just going to hell, folks. I don't know what to tell you. You're going to hell. So, enjoy the ride, I suppose. All right. So we are going to get into the creator. I put that in quotes. You couldn't see me, but I put that in quotes. We're going to talk about the creator here who actually made me want to do this stream to begin with. And this is the guy who is, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and pull the video up. I think it may do a disservice to actually try to do some sort of an intro to this and like try to set it up. I'll if anybody needs any blanks filled in, we'll do that along the way. But I'm not gonna say a word. I'm just gonna go directly into the video. And we'll see what you all think. We'll see what you all think. So, the first thing I thought when I saw this was, okay, this guy's a troll, right? This guy's a troll. And then I looked through his videos, and I don't think he is. He has a lot of videos on, you know, the topic of entertainment, specifically horror stuff. I didn't, you know, look at all of it, but it's enough to know, okay, this guy's he's making this kind of content. So if you can't tell that by the title, Chucky kisses minors now. Dead Meat and Don Mancini exposed. Yes. All right, folks. Like I said, I'm not gonna. We're just gonna go into it.
Before the video starts, I want to give a huge shout out to Real Shift. He made the video topic that I'm discussing before.
And by the way, I apologize if you're wearing headphones like I am, because this is fucking just coming in the right. So enjoy. It's him, not me.
I did. So thank you so much, dude, and thank you for subscribing to the channel. It really means a lot. Bigger content creator than myself. Subscribe to my channel, helping my cause and helping.
I think I hear him a little bit in the left now. It's just really low.
That need to be heard, and yeah, I highly appreciate it.
Skipping your fucking intro, cause I don't give a shit about it.
There's my glasses. I couldn't find them for a second, but anyways.
Okay. You're inside. I don't think it'd be that much of a tragedy. Like, your light is behind you, which I don't know. Never mind. I'm not here to like give you a class on like cinematography and lighting or anything like that. So we'll move on, I guess.
So, with Chucky season 3, season finale, as a Chucky fan, one of the worst things ever. See, hear that? Your third season shit. Season finale shit. Anywho.
If this video was about the awful, weird looking half-ass CG main cast as like the old-timey dolls at the end, if he made a whole video bitching about that, I'd be like, you got a point. It did look pretty bad. That looked fucking awful. Wasn't a fan of that. But no, unfortunately, that's not why we're here.
So there's just been this clip that's been going around on the internet, a clip that I helped popularize, which caused our girlfriend Joe from Real Shift to make a video about it.
Okay, I don't think you popularized it. If you're talking about like this fuck, like, you're not the only dipshit. Like you're not the only one. So it was USA or Sci-Fi. I want to say it was Sci-Fi's Twitter X account that put that picture, that shows that photo that you're talking about from the clip up. And holy shit, if like, I don't know if it was bait or what, but yeah.
Now, what am I talking about?
A lot of people saw that way before you did, my guy.
Scene in the Chucky season finale that John Waters, yes, John Waters himself, liked. And what's the scene, you may ask? Well, it's a scene where Chucky is...
So why is that a thing? Why are you emphasizing... Oh, Well, John Waters liked it. Well, he was in the episode, so what are you getting at? Like, what is the implication? I'm curious.
Making out with Devin Evans, an underage character. You can't make this shit up. So,
No, you're right. You can't make this shit up. You are literally mad at an actor who is of age, by the way, kissing a doll. I don't know how old the character is in the show, to be perfectly honest with you. He's portrayed as like, I can't really tell if they're like end of high school or just out of high school. I don't know. But I know the actor is of age. So you're upset about what exactly? That he kissed a doll? Let's continue.
John Waters said it was his favorite scene. And mind you, he was on the Dead Meat podcast when he said that. And guess what? Like, what Dead Meat does best, he agrees. He agrees he thought that was funny, which I don't think there's anything funny with that. Another thing I want to point out as well.
Bro's got a dead meat boner, a hate boner for sure. Like, that was just totally random to throw out there. There's somebody got a little butthurt over some Twitter comments or YouTube comments. I'm sure. Yes, kiss the doll bad. So Chucky kisses minors now. Yeah. I mean, okay. So the context of this scene, because I did watch the season finale, is that the main character is like hallucinating, and he's just seeing all this wild and random shit happen. And one of the things he sees, he's actually seeing the character in question give him CPR, mouth to mouth and CPR. And it somehow, trips into him giving Chucky CPR. And it looks like he's kissing him at one point. This has apparently sparked an outrage. And I'll be honest with you, I skipped through this video because I wanted to be able to genuinely react to a lot of the stuff. I didn't want to watch 100% of it. And I haven't heard his reasoning yet. Unless that's just it. That's just what he's upset about. Yeah, Dead Meat the channel. But I really hope he does the whole like, well, it's not a doll. It's a 60-year-old man, like, or some bullshit.
That James Agent Niece said he didn't want to cover the Jeepers Creepers movies on Kill Count because they're made by.
And you know what? Actually, if you want to go by canon of the show, the doll that he's in, the body he currently occupies, less than a year old. Really turned the tables, didn't it?
Victor Salva, and we only know what Victor Salva did. So this huge hypocritical thing about like, oh, I don't want to cover Victor Salva, but like I think that like Chucky making out with a minor is completely hilarious. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
It's a doll. It's a doll. Like, bro. Okay, so if the scene was like an actual underage kid, like the other two in the main cast are, I think they're both like 17, and the other guy's 18. So let's even change it. Let's make it as bad as you think it is. Like, he's literally acting like one of the actual underage actors was like making out with Brad Dourif himself on the fucking camera. That's literally what he's acting like that's what happened. Bro, you are literally mad because a dude kissed a doll. Like, have you sat down and analyzed that yet?
Number one. It's so disgusting. Chucky's like 66 years old right now.
He
What's
did it.
funny is that
He did it.
Now they aired on Chucky's like
He's actually
10th
60.
birthday. So
Well, by your own logic, like I said, that doll is less than a year old. So booming the other way. Why aren't you calling out the actor for kissing a less than a year old doll? Huh? Yeah. We see what you're doing. You're covering up crimes of the elite.
like, so he turned 66. And Devin Evans is like, what, like 16? Because it takes place in 2023. No, so then he won't. No, he would be 66 this year. But like at the time, in the timeline of
Oh God. See, like, I'm hoping that people don't see me like this. Because like I know exactly. I know exactly what he's talking about. But my guy, he's dead. He's that guy's dead. Like, there's just so many ways in which this is not an issue. Yeah, it is sad. It is. Oh man. And okay, so I'll go ahead and spoil it for you. I got the follow-up video from this guy too. So buckle up.
season 3, it would have been 2023. So that means Chucky 65. Devin was like, what would it be? He would be like 16, 17 at best. It's just, I don't know. No. He would be, yeah, he'd be 16.
You don't fucking know.
TV shows is all over the place.
No, it never really, I don't think it explicitly comes out and tells you. I've never like went and done the math and tried to like figure it out or splice it here or there or whatever, like, you know, red string on the wall style shit. But like, I don't think the show's really all that specific. So yeah, you can tell his arguments suck because he's he's trying, man. He's trying so hard.
So another reason why this is an issue as well is because that just means that you're going to let more of this stuff happen where it's become acceptable because people will consume the TV show or rather have more Chucky than
Oh shit, Devin kissing Chucky is like it's weed, you know, it's the gateway drug, right? You know? First thing, you know, Evan's kissing Chucky doll. The next thing you know, fucking Brad Dourif's making out with minors on camera. That's what happens. It's a slippery slope, folks. Once you start, you just can't stop.
actual good Chucky. They would
Fucking idiot.
They don't even care anymore. It's the problem with all these horror franchises. They would just give more stuff. However, I would say that Chucky is by far the worst because Scream 5 and 6, I used to love those movies, but then over time and also hearing other opinions and how seeing their point of views, like, it kind of made me be like, okay, these movies are okay and stuff, and also retrospect as well. Evil Dead Rise, I don't really have a problem with it. It's not my favorite out of the franchise.
No, what does it have to do with anything?
Halloween Ends was horrible. Texas Chainsaw
boy.
Oh, it was bad pretty too.
This is crazy. This is like, and this isn't an anomaly by any means whatsoever. Like there's a lot of this guy right here out there that just talks about, oh man, yeah, I love horror movies. They're the best. They're my favorite, and then shits on every single one. Like, how are you a fan of something that you hate so much? Yeah, the audio it's garbage. It's straight ass. It is. I don't know. I think he was trying to put that music in the background to try to like hide how garbage it is, but it didn't work.
You know, the new one, 2022. So it just goes to show that people would want more of these iconic franchises.
It's great audio. It's great lighting. You know, put the light right behind him, and the camera in front of him. I mean, You can't beat that, right? I hope guy makes films one day. We'll all be waiting with a bated breath.
Than actual good sequels. My third reason for this as well is that when it comes to Chucky, it's just gonna like ruin his character. Like what this did, which is pretty made Chucky out as a pedo.
There you go. Oh no, Chucky's a pedo now, folks. Yeah. It's headcanon for this guy. That shit kills me though. Like, you had a crowd of people that that watched the Scream 2022 movie, and they were like, "Hey, one of the killers was also grooming one of the other killers, so you shouldn't watch it." And I'm like, "Wait, he's the fucking villain." Like, yeah, yeah, it's crazy, right? Sometimes villains do villainous shit. They're not supposed to be liked. I don't know if you caught that or not. Oh man, so since you hate Chucky now, send me that doll back there. I have to set up a PO box for that. I don't want this guy knowing where I live.
I was gonna say I don't care what the context is. Ooh, Jake left his body unattended, which made Chucky like able to possess Jake and stuff. No, that's not an excuse. Don't scramble to find an excuse like how you guys always do. Just accept the fact that Don Mancini is the cholo. Pretty much.
Okay, wait, what? Pretty much. Hold on.
Scramble to find an excuse like how you guys always do. Just accept the fact that Don Mancini is the cholo. Pretty much.
Pretty much. Dude, you might want to shut the fuck up. Like, there's literally no evidence for that whatsoever. Dude's been honestly one of the most like straight and narrow guys out there. Honestly, you never really hear much about him. Honestly, outside of the Chucky franchise, I never really hear his name much. What? That's fucked up, man. Like, seriously, that's some slanderous shit. I like I like how he tried to qualify it right there. Like, even his dumb ass heard what he said and was like, pretty much. Jesus Christ.
And just deal with it. I don't really care if this video gets taken down or stuff because I know that Homeboy Real Shift has my back if that ever happens. Because it just goes to show that, well, people just can't accept the truth. And the truth is that Don Mancini has weird fantasies. Jake Wheeler is a self-insert character that Don Mancini has made, and people need to learn to grow up and realize that the TV show is a giant pile of dog shit, and that's why people like Timeless need rights to the Chucky franchise, period.
What? Bro, the guy who currently has it is the same guy who had it the whole way through. He made all those movies that you were such a big fan of that you went out and spent money on, like, for example, that fucking very nice Chucky doll you have back there behind you. Just to, name an example. I see you have other merch back there. So it looks like to me, fuck, man. It's the same guy. Like, are you not aware of that? You seem to know, like, talking about the actual films and whatnot, the history, you have an idea of what you're talking about. I'm just curious because, like, you're wanting him not to have the rights, the same guy who's made literally everything up until this point. And it seems like you've been satisfied up until this point when you've just decided that you're angry because an actor kissed a doll in a hallucination scene. First off, like, there's nothing you can come at this with other than me no like, and that's just it. And apparently it's coming from a place of homophobia because you've now labeled Don Mancini a chomo, as you called him, with literally no evidence, literally nothing to suggest that would be the case whatsoever. By the way, a gay man. You also had that little weird take at the beginning where you mentioned John Waters once again. So it's kind of clear to me what exactly you are, which is why I have no problem just tearing into you and letting you know the type of garbage you actually are. Bloody breakdown. Do you do watch parties? I would love a late night with the devil watch party. You know what? I don't know. Jello's kind of recently gotten everyone into wanting to do some stuff like that. So maybe it is in the future, actually. Gonna go down. I don't know. Maybe so. Maybe so. Back to this moron.
It just goes to show I'm so tired of this. Listen, I have not made a video in 40 days. The last video I made was on my 6-year channel anniversary. And well, this is where we're at right now. Because there's just really nothing. I mean, we have Smile 2, we have Beetlejuice. I didn't even watch the original yet, which I'm going to have to if I want to watch the second Beetlejuice. And just more movie news. Apparently, Exorcist Deceiver is getting a new director or something. Did like this photo shoot talking about Scream 7.
Bro, you're really just gonna start doing your like fucking daily, weekly, whatever horror news rundown right here at the end of a video where you've just blatantly been a homophobic piece of shit for no reason at all? Or excuse me, because an actor kissed a doll. Now everyone who is gay, now you've alluded to them being a chomo in your words. Huh.
Obviously, the Melissa and Jenna stands, the toxic ones, have been attacking her, just trashing her and stuff, and it's just like, I don't know what to say anymore. It's so difficult
to talk.
Overall, why? This just goes.
It's not difficult to talk. If it's difficult for you to talk, this isn't what you should be doing. There are several times where I just go on like long monologues and my brain will tell me, hey, Brian, maybe you should shut the fuck up and get back to the video. So like, if something like speaking just, off the cuff isn't something that comes naturally to you, maybe this isn't for you, my guy.
To show that Chucky is officially dead now. To where sometimes I would have thoughts of selling this guy online, but I'm not going to though. And honestly, I'm glad I'm kind of making this content now because, well, I got myself a vlogging kit, so I can use my phone. Has 30 frames per sorry, excuse me, 30 frames per second. So, yeah. Well, that's all I have to say.
Oh, Jesus, I'm so glad. How is there still like 36 seconds left in this? Bro, you have... Oh, man. Okay, is there anything of note left to say here?
Like, comment,
no. I'm not going to do any of those, actually. Let's see here. So actually, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to the sequel, the hotly anticipated sequel to this guy and whatever the fuck it is he has to say. Chucky's kid is gender fluid and he's an ally, LOL. A fact, actually. Something this guy probably, and that was a legitimate thing that happened during the show. Put a thumbs down for you. I'll do it on my way out. I'll put a thumbs down for you. Yeah, no, man. Fuck it. I think he saw shit like that in the interim leading up to this. Things he didn't like, oh, gay main characters. Oh, he probably nearly had an aneurysm not saying the word woke in this video. Maybe he did and I missed it. I don't know. I'm so fucking numb to that shit at this point. Put a thumbs down for you. Let me go ahead and do that. Let me make sure you see me do that. Yoink. There it is. You piece of shit, you. Get out of here, you fucker. All right. Well, I shouldn't say that because we're literally bringing him right back here. And holy shit. That video that we just watched, folks, that video made him an overnight sensation. He now is somebody who has made it here on this platform. Just look, he'll show you. Like he's not afraid to show everyone the success that video has brought him. Did you guys see all that, man? Did you see he got like almost 200 views, was it? Hold on, let me back it up. Let me see. Let's take it back here. Oh shit, he got 1.3K views on his channel, 28.5 hours of watch time. And all of it came from that video. So like, bro, let me tell you what happened here. Nobody's watching any of your other content, so nobody was like interested in you based off that video. Nobody. Literally everyone probably came to clown on your ass, and I did see quite a lot of comments doing just that. Yeah, it depends on who's being murdered. Yeah, hold on, let me take that back. Let's see. There you go. Right. I need specifics. I'm right there with you, Donna. I need specifics here. Who exactly are we talking about here? Oh man. I kind of want to skip over that weird oh yeah, he's got an intro too that I don't give a fuck about. Hold on. There he is. Is he dressed like fucking Pennywise? He is.
My comment section. Now I get to dress up as Pennywise. But in all seriousness, though, welcome back to the channel, guys.
Hold on, let me. So, in case you missed it, folks, in case you missed it, this one's titled "Chucky fans attack me over condemning PDF file scene in the TV show." No, bro, you got clowned because you got upset spaghetti because an actor kissed a doll. That's what happened. They all like it was a literal Carrie moment. They all laughed at you. Yeah, like I don't know what to tell you, man.
This is Keegan Slaughter's videos here. So, guys, thank you for the support. I love all the dislikes I got. I loved all the hateful comments I got. I loved all the people that.
Well, you better love the one that I left you on behalf of Mistaken Reaper. I left you that one. That's the one. No matter how many dislikes you got from anyone else, that's the one that counts. Because that one had some stank on it. That was my thumb. That was Reaper's thumb. Together we were working in tandem to say, go fuck yourself.
Pretty much supported this whole agenda that Don and Shani has when it comes to everything. So, let's respond, shall we? So, what happened? So, pretty much, when I made my video about the scene with Devin and Chucky kissing in episode 8 of season 3, I never experienced so much fame in my life to where I even got famous on Twitter. Someone took a screenshot.
Bro, you got 1,000 views. Like, I mean, I'm not here to shit on you or anything. Like, hey, good, I'm glad you got your views or whatever. But like in the grand scheme of things, come on, man. Let's. I think you're kind of pouring on here, to be honest with you. Oh man, back to it. I love that the person that was trying to explain things to you as if any explanation is needed because we're talking about a fucking doll. I love that they also use that opportunity to utilize the hashtag Renee Chucky. So shout out to that person.
Likes and yeah, it was pretty fun. So we're gonna add.
No Reaper, he's famous.
One thing I want to also mention too is that there's a bit of a scene that's pretty risky to say. I'm gonna try to word it the best way possible. Pretty much there's a scene with Jake and Devin in episode 5. Episode 5, where Jake and Devin go to a hotel and pretty much get it on. So why is that a weird thing? Because, well,
I'm sorry. Was there like underaged like porn happening? Is that what you're implying has taken place? Because if that's the case, you need to call the police, my friend. And I think you know just as well as everyone else who's seen that episode. Literally nothing is shown; it's all implied.
Those characters are still minors, and the fact that Zach and Arthur was 17 at the time, and Bordervin was 18. Also,
So then not.
Lexi's actress Olivia, I think that's pretty much her name. I might butcher, I don't care.
Bro, like the fucking I'm telling you. I'm telling you. The homeboy has set up the absolute worst fucking audio known to man. This cunt had a fucking light behind him in his last video, so his whole face was just a shadow. Man, let me tell you, this guy knows how to put together a video. He is, and if you think it's just looking good, no, he comes with hot takes like kissing a doll is pedophilia. So, so step right up. He's a bag full of fucking fun, let me tell you.
And like Grant's actor, was it Jackson or some shit? I don't know. Grant's actor is like 21, 22 years old. And Olivia's actor is Lexi's actor is 16. So you have a 22-year-old and you have a 16-year-old doing kissing scenes and trying to make out on the bed and stuff. And yeah, you know, that's another thing too. Also,
making out on a bed. When did that happen?
Watch the episode again to know the context. And well, me and my homies on Discord, we watched the episode again to see what Chucky and Devin kissing and stuff, you know, in the spirit realm. We also watched.
My guy, they're actors. They're actors. Once again, bro, if you think a minor is being sexually assaulted, you should call the police. You shouldn't be on the internet. First off, you shouldn't be making videos at all because it's bad. The lighting has been bad. The audio has been the worst thing to literally ever happen in the history of humanity. So just cut to the chase. Make this your last video.
The scene where Chucky and Tiffany in doll form are making out with a 10-year-old driving a car. Yes, a 10-year-old little girl. Yes, Caroline herself. 10-year-old little girl is driving a car, which is obviously legal.
Bro, he is just that's the point. It's comically ridiculous for a 10-year-old to be the one driving, but she has to because she's the only one that can reach the pedals. That's the joke. That, oh my fucking god, do you think Chucky's a documentary? What the fuck do you think? Like, you think they're really out here letting 10-year-olds drive around fucking fucking Ubering serial killers to their next victim? Like, what the? Oh man, dude, you've crossed over here now into like you're even trying to like imply things that are being filmed and put out in the public. Like, I don't even know, man. I don't even know where to go from here. But we'll let this fucking Kmart South Park character tell us more.
You know, because the children are not allowed to drive unless they're like 16 or older. You don't have a license, and you're having two adult dolls. Both of them are probably like, well, one of them's
Adult motherfucking dolls. You heard that right, folks. Adult dolls. Yeah. Oh man. It's like, yeah, man, Chucky shouldn't make out with someone with a kid nearby. He also shouldn't murder people. Did you miss that he's the villain?
these other ones, like, you know, in their 60s. Tiffany's in her late 50s. Chucky is like late 60s and shit. Whatever. So both of them are grown adult dolls. They're elderly. making out. In the
Oh, now they're elderly dolls. When do they become retirement dolls? Like, at what point does that happen? Tell me, Kyle Broflowski. Let me know.
back of a car with a child in it. No one ever said anything about that until now, which is me. So, yeah, that's what it is. And also,
Okay, so I'll give you a spoiler. I don't mean to keep pausing here, but you keep saying stupid shit. The reason nobody noticed it or responded or said anything is because there's no reason to. Literally, like what? Why? Why are you upset about this? Like, do you what? Like, do you get upset when Chucky murders people too? Does that bother you? Like, he shouldn't be doing that. Like, what? All right, tell me more. Tell me more.
another thing I want to mention as well.
All right, let's check this. What does he say here? Also, not to mention in Child's Play 1, Chucky says, I have a date with a 6-year-old boy. Yeah, that's the joke. That's the joke. And in Child's Play 2, there's a context to that. So I guess you're just taking that. I've never seen a more clear example. Actually, having seen that movie like hundreds of times of someone taking a quote out something out of context there. But I imagine most of you, if you're watching this channel, you've probably seen that movie a handful of times as well, and probably get the reference. And in Child's Play 2, Chucky ties Andy up in his bed with a sock in his mouth, which can tribute to a kink or fetish. Bro, he was trying to literally steal his fucking soul. Like that. He didn't want the parents to come in. So man, you know this stuff. I don't have to explain this to you. Maybe I do. Because it can tribute. Like oh man, he's super dumb. What else did he say? Let's see. There was more here. Okay, Jennifer Tilly was tied up in Seed of Chucky as well and was about to be groped by Chucky. Jennifer Tilly also stated in interviews that the Chucky animatronic would grab her breast as well on the set of Bride of Chucky. You can't be fucking serious, bro. Like at this point, like this is where I was at scrolling through this stuff, and I was like, he's got to be like trolling or something at this point. But watching his other content and seeing the other stuff that he talks about, it doesn't seem like it. This is so like left field of what he normally does. He normally just like does reviews or whatever. Like the end of that last video where he's just mumbling shit and you don't really care what he's saying. It's usually stuff like that. So you would think he can't be serious, but holy shit, he is.
So, that's all for today's video, guys. Make sure you like, dislike, comment either something positive or negative. Share this video so you got more people will tag me or support me for this video so I get more views. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Just so when you guys see that
all right, so be sure to never have to know that this guy exists again. The best way to do that would be to not subscribe and just don't even search him out. Just have a better life. Oh, you want me to leave a dislike on this one for you too? Hold on. I think I can do that as well. Hang on. And this one is also for Reaper. There you go, buddy. Go fuck yourself, Keegan. I guess that's your name. Is that your first name? Is your first name Keegan? Man, I'd be a fucking weird douche too if my name was Keegan. So I feel you there. All right, that's all for him. And I have one more video that we're going to take a look at here. I don't know if we'll finish this one or not. I was only planning on streaming for an hour, and we've already gone over by a few minutes, but we will jump into it, and we'll see. I don't know. Let me readjust my audio here now that I'm watching someone who, wasn't fucking using 2 paper cups and a string to do his goddamn audio. So maybe this will be a bit better. Let me present it first so you guys can see it and hopefully hear it way better than that last video. All right, this is 7 reasons you should not watch horror movies.
Today, I want to talk about the reasons why you shouldn't watch horror movies. Let me share with you how watching scary movies can actually give Satan a foothold in your life, and worst, influence your thinking. So, if you want to know the truth about horror movies, stick around until the end of this.
Okay, so if you have this mindset, if you really think that all this otherworldly stuff's an actual thing that you have to contend with, wouldn't you think that if Satan's also like crafty and a trickster or whatever, wouldn't you think like he would come at you through a means of entertainment that you couldn't so easily associate with evil? Right? So where's your video about like why you shouldn't watch movies at all? Why why you shouldn't? Because it's like the first guy, the priest dude we had earlier. It's like it leads to that, and that's where he will end up eventually, where it's just like, nah, no fucking fun for anybody. It's all the devil.
This presentation and discover the will of God in your life.
God has a wheel?
Hi, I'm Joshua Infantado of Becoming Christians Academy, and today I want to talk about the reasons why you should stop watching horror movies. A lot of people today believe that horror movies are nothing but harmless entertainment. But is this
Those
true?
people would be correct.
If you read the Bible, what does it say about the subject? Would God be
Nothing, because movies were beyond their comprehension of a thing that could even happen. Nothing. This motherfucker's really trying to figure out what people in the Bronze Age thought about films. Like, wait, what?
pleased when you watch Satan-inspired or demonic movies? As Christians, we are bombarded with gruesome, grotesque, and violent horror movies. We are being desensitized to
Wait a
accept.
minute. No, you're not. You're not being bombarded with that. You have the free will to not watch them. You can not watch whatever you want to not watch. You're not being bombarded or attacked by movies. The only person that can make you watch a movie is you. Like you're an adult. So just don't. Like that's the thing that a lot of times these over the top types forget to include here is like, so your belief system prevents you from doing this, not from everybody else. The rest of us can watch these films if we'd like.
Something that we should consider unacceptable. That's why I want to share with you 7 reasons why you should watch horror movies. Reason number 1, horror movies glorify Satan. There's no denying that horror movie producers compete with each other.
Okay, so first things first, you're gonna have to prove to me that that's an actual thing. Like, where's he at? Where's he at? Like, and how? How is that? Like, how? Okay, so most horror movies, not all of them, but like, especially like, modern horror movies and I can go back a good ways by saying that, but still, most of them, especially if you look at like, for example, the slasher subgenre, like a lot of those, especially, from the late 70s and the 80s, even into the 90s at a certain point, were literally about like the most virtuous, overcoming the bad guy, the virginous girl or the virginal girl or whatever, rising up and taking and defeating the evil person or whatever. Like, what?
They try their best to outdo each other's work. They want to make their movie as scary, violent, and gruesome as possible. That's why we see horror movies feature a significant amount of carnage, mayhem, screaming, and bloodshed. The bloodier, the better. As we watch horror movies, we can't deny the fact that it glorifies all things that belong to Satan: violence, death, and suffering. Satan inspired the minds of these movie producers and directors to create films as violent and scary as possible. They ardently aim to be the most terrifying movie of the year.
Well, there's a little thing called the MPAA that takes a lot of that violence and graphic nature out. So once again, that was your people winning, my friend. The fucking, just because of my beliefs, you all have to adhere to them.
Or even of all time. All horror movies share the same theme. They all dwell on the dark side. The Bible tells us in
What? All horror movies share the same theme of dwelling on the dark side? What do you want from it? Like, first off, that it shockingly isn't true. Believe it or not. But also, like, what else would you be like? That's like saying you're gonna go into a romantic comedy or something, not wanting to laugh at the goings on of a fucking budding couple, a budding relationship or whatever. Like, that's what you signed up for.
1 Corinthians 10, verse 20 to 21. I do not want you to have fellowship with demons. You cannot drink the cup of the master and the cup of demons. You cannot partake of the master's table and of the table of demons. If you want to overcome Satan, then watching movies will not help us achieve our goals. This leads us to the next point. Reason number 2, watching horror movies gives Satan a foothold in our life. We read in Ephesians 4, verses 26 to 27, be angry and not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your wrath, nor give place to the devil. Have you ever experienced after watching horror movies, you find it hard to sleep? Ever experienced how things that you weren't scared of?
I generally sleep like a baby. A lot of times I watch them while I'm going to sleep. So no, I don't have that issue.
Before are now terrifying. Did you ever notice how the gory and grotesque images of horror movies stick in your mind? Well, that's one way for you to give place.
Bro, any kind of image can stick in your mind if it strikes you in a certain way. Like, literally anything could rent space inside your head for any reason at all whatsoever. It doesn't have to be fear. It doesn't have to be like awe or, something grotesque. Literally anything can stick into your brain for any reason. It could be something rather beautiful, actually. And I mean, like, I guess this guy wouldn't get this, but like, even something grotesque could be beautiful in its own way. But whatever. I'll cobes this and say, but I digress. What'd Wilson say? To be fair, when I watched Evil Dead 2 for the first time, I immediately chopped off my right hand with a chainsaw. Yeah, I mean, fuck. I mean, it happens. I guess I should wrap this up at that point. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah.
To the devil. It is worth noting that horror movies inspire negative emotions in us. As we watch horror movies,
no, they inspire a variety of emotions, just like literally any other genre. You're just coming at this one because it's scary.
We are entertaining the thoughts and ideas of Satan. And it gives Satan a foothold in our lives. You see, Satan is crafty. He will take advantage even the smallest weakness that we have. If we are negligent of the small sins in our lives,
now, you seem like you have a lot of weaknesses, so yeah, over here, Lucy.
These sins would then eventually grow bigger and bigger until it brings out deadlier consequences. Reason number 3, watching horror movies supports the work of Satan. Could something as simple as watching horror movies support the work of Satan?
Okay, so kind of, because I remember buying a lot of Scream products when the Weinsteins owned it. So I did kind of support the work of Satan, although I didn't know. I mean, I guess everyone kind of knew, but we didn't know to what extent. Like, so I guess in a way, maybe I did, but inadvertent, my friend, inadvertent.
The answer is yes. How? As you watch that last full show of the scariest and latest horror movies, in a sense, you are supporting Satan's inspired ideas. The ticket you bought and the money you gave will go.
Oh, okay. So let's just say I'm watching a movie about like someone drowning, say like a killer who prefers to drown their victims or whatever. And they like, so that would be wrong, right? Like a global flood would be. We'll move on. We'll move on. We might make too much sense here if we keep talking like that. Thank you, Wilson, for the $2 super. $20 says this guy jerks it to a Serbian film. Yeah, you want to talk about sick and grotesque. There you go. That movie is fucked. I don't even have that in my collection. That was one of those you watch it once and you go, huh, well, I'm never watching that again. That was interesting.
Go to the producers of the horror movies. In turn, the money we gave them will only enable them to further create other films that do not just glorify Satan, but also destroy our God-given minds. Reason number 4. Watching horror movies fill our mind with negative and ungodly images. We read in Philippians 4 verse 8, "Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these."
Okay, so let's like there are things that you can attribute to especially some of your more like I'll say like well done horror pictures. And even in some of the schlock, honestly, is there some of these things that are actually listed here. So I don't know, man. Maybe the Bible thinks that they should exist. Think about these things, won't you?
These things. Now, think about this. Are horror movies true, honorable, just, pure, lovely, commendable, excellent, or worthy of praise? If we are to be honest, the answer is a resounding no. The truth is, 80 to 90% of the things that enter our minds through our eyes
We're gonna
will be
take that
retained.
back.
Our horror movies,
Okay, let's see
if
here.
there is
I want to
any
hear that. I want to pay
excellence,
more
if there is
attention to
anything
this.
worthy of praise, think about these things. Now, think about this. Are horror movies true, honorable, just, pure, lovely, commendable, excellent, or worthy of praise?
Yes, many of them, not all of them, certainly not. But yes, many of them are. Damn near every one of those things you just mentioned. What do you mean? You can't, so you're lumping an entire genre together and claiming that it's never produced anything that could be attributed to any of those words you just mentioned. If you don't know you're full of shit just based on like what? You have to know that you're full of shit at this point. You have to know that you're spouting something that I'm assuming was written for you, if I'm being perfectly honest.
If we are to be honest, the answer is a resounding no. The truth is, 80 to 90% of the things that enter our minds through our eyes will be retained, and they will be our brain for an extended period of time. If we are to fill our minds with the mind of God, then horror movies should never be there in the first place. We need to remember what King David
The guy's cock's really loud. I don't know if you all heard that.
wrote in Psalms 101, verse 3 to 4. "I will not set before my eyes anything that is worthless. I hate the work of those who fall away. It shall not cling to me. A perverse heart shall be far from me. I will know nothing of evil." So don't set anything worthless.
Yeah, that Wilson, that movie is shot gloriously. And one of the men behind the camera was fucking Polanski. Human garbage. So, yeah.
This before your eyes. Worthless things will not only make you unproductive, but also callous to the ways of Satan. Reason number 5. Horror movies often feature sexual immorality.
Oh,
In addition to the diabolical and satanic scenes we find in horror movies, we also see nudity and sexual immorality. That's how most movie producers attract viewers. Sex sells, and it makes their films more attractive to most people. As Christians, we are called to abstain from sexual immorality.
I thought he said secretions at first. I was about to say, whoa, this is going to be a good sentence. Then it wasn't.
We read in Ephesians 5 verse 3, "But among you there must not even be a hint of sexual immorality, or of any kind of impurity, or of greed, because these are improper for God's holy people." We are not just to walk away from sexual.
You're boring me, and I'm not even interested in what this guy has to say at all. All right, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. We've gone like an hour 20. A little even longer than I thought and had even planned to. So yeah, I can't finish this. This guy's fucking mind-numbingly boring. So that's the one thing that I wouldn't subject you all to right there, folks. I can't do mind-numbingly boring. So we're gonna go ahead and make this not happen anymore by ending it. Make sure to do another stream soon. I will try. We'll see if we can come up with some stuff. Generally speaking, there's not much of a shortage of these fucking losers, but we'll see what we can come up with. So yeah, thanks everyone for stopping in. Hope you had a blast. I know I did. And yeah, we'll catch you all soon.